Want to join my gang?
You're in a gang?
Lance, my boyfriend's here. Would you pass my cop?
This is glass. I can see through glass.
You're a great student.
You're a great teacher.
Friday, Sorbile Titus Time Is Love presents Larry Crown at 8 on Pearl's Season of Love.
豬窿，揾阿爸捉棋啊！
係啊，睇緊咩啊？
哦，政府公布嘅私營骨灰龕資料，
買位前記得睇清楚合約，好似收費同埋使用權限制條款，保障自己啊嘛。
其實政府都增加緊公營骨灰龕供應，
仲可以考慮海上或者紀念花園嘅撒灰服務喎。
咦，真係每一步都諗過晒喎！
梗係啦，捉棋同做人都要諗多幾步㗎。
Celebrate Chinese New Year in Macau. Rejoice with the magnificent Golden Dragon Parade, lion dance performances. Be greeted by the God of Fortune and our tourism ambassadors. And on the 3rd and 10th day of the Lunar New Year, don't miss the main event, the parade for the celebration of the Year of Ram. Touching moments. Experience Macau.
Check out the 10 most popular Oscar contenders this year on Puyi Optical Presents Know Your Oscars, starting this Friday at 9:30 on Pearl. The time now is 7:46. The time check was brought to you by Seiko.
Welcome back. The future of Asia television remains unclear, even though 3 investors have expressed interest in acquiring more than 40% of the broadcaster's shares. But ATV's current major investor, Wang Zheng, finds the prices being offered unsatisfactory. Owen Fung reports.
According to Deloitte, the court-appointed manager of ATV, more than 100 potential investors have been approached since the tender process began for a 10.75% stake in the beleaguered broadcaster. Since then, 3 parties have submitted proposals for the 10.75% stake on offer. Deloitte also revealed that the investors have expressed interest in acquiring more than 40% of ATV's shares. But the broadcaster's current major investor, Wang Zheng, finds the prices being offered unsatisfactory and no agreement has been reached.
I cannot say whether he is reasonable or he's not reasonable because everyone has his own value. Honestly, if you are looking simply from the financial position, the company would not have a very big value. But having said that, you can also say that the company is very clean. Do you know why? Because basically, the company has very little liabilities due to outside parties.
Lai added that the 3 potential investors come from the mainland and Hong Kong, and all of them have experience in the media industry. Lai said he'll be submitting a report to the court with an update on the status of the tender process within 1 to 2 weeks. Meanwhile, ATV's executive director Ip Carpo announced a one-person, one-share campaign to raise funds to buy shares from Wong Ben Kun, who holds a 10.75% stake in the company. Ip said he hopes the shares so acquired will eventually be taken over by a White Knight investor. Legislator James To, however, warned that without the approval of the Securities and Futures Commission, Ip's proposed campaign could be in breach of the law.
Any proposal to ask for collective investment or raising of capital, more than 50 people, involving more than 50 people, you should ask the approval of the SFC and to have an authorized document in order to ask for the raising of capital. Otherwise, it will be illegal.
Secretary for Commerce and Economic Development Gregory So said any change in shareholdings needs to be approved by the Communications Authority.
All these initiative or proposal has to comply with the law, including the Broadcasting Authority and any applicable laws of Hong Kong.
So also stressed that ATV's license could be revoked if it fails to settle its license fees on time. Owen Fung, TVB News.
A new study has suggested 2 out of 3 local people face a lack of retirement funds. Insurance firm AIA surveyed more than 1,100 people in December and found they ideally want to have about $3.8 million saved up, excluding the property they live in. They also hope to have about $12,000 to spend each month. Calculations by the company found that 2/3 of the respondents won't be able to afford the post-retirement lifestyle they hope for, and about 40% don't have any retirement savings apart from the MPF, a figure the pollsters called alarming. They have urged people to make better plans for their retirement.
Brian Williams, the anchor of NBC's top-rated nightly news program, has been suspended without pay for 6 months. This after he admitted that he had lied about his Iraq war coverage. His suspension will cost him several million US dollars. The CEO of NBC made the announcement saying, by his actions, Brian has jeopardized the trust that millions of Americans place in NBC News. As it turns out, the star anchor has told different versions of a tale in which he says a U.S. military helicopter that he was riding in was hit by a rocket-propelled grenade during the Iraq War in 2003. His suspension comes after a number of soldiers disputed Williams' claims, saying he was not on or nowhere near the helicopter that was hit. Meantime, Williams' predicament is being widely mocked as Choppergate, comparing it to the Nixon-Watergate scandal. An internal NBC News investigation is underway. All right, Chris, what do you have for us in sports today?
Well, we're going to start with the Premiership. And then come back for some basketball. I think English Premier League and Liverpool continued its drive to the top 4 with a 3-2 win over Tottenham. Jameson Wong with details.
Lazar Markovic opened the scoring at Anfield in the 15th minute. Liverpool looking to take their unbeaten home winning streak to 7. Spurs equalized 10 minutes later. Harry Kane